Royal family, welcome to my channel. I am the picker card Empress, and today we are asking, what is your person's current thoughts and feelings about you and the connection? Okay, so we have 4 piles. I'm just giving you guys an overhead view to help you guys choose. One of our soul sisters suggested it. So we have pile 1, which is the pink butterfly and the Dream Visions Tarot. Pile 2, that blue and red butterfly and the Cosmic Dreams Tarot. Pile 3, the green butterfly and the Rainbow Heart Tarot. And pile 4 is our mystery pile today. So you're not going to know which tarot deck that is. And that is going to be the pile that has an extended. And in the extended, it explores what's happening with any kind of third party or karmic situations that might be tied to you and your person. So if you're in a third party connection, the extended is going to deal with that. Okay. All right. So that's it for the overhead view. And because some people also use the boxes to help them choose, just quickly showing you the boxes. So this is the Dream Vision Tarot, and that's pile 1. This is the Cosmic Visions Tarot, that's pile 2. And this is the Rainbow Heart Tarot, and that's pile 3. And then we have our mystery deck here. Okay, so you're not going to know which tarot that is. Okay, and that's going to be the one that has the extended today. Okay, all right, my love. So do your thing, pick your pile, and I'm going to be back in a bit. Royal family, so if you chose pile 1, this is going to be your reading. And today we're asking, what are they thinking and feeling about you right now? Okay, so you chose the pink butterfly. The pink butterfly. All right. So we're going to put a little pink here. All right. So feeling some sort of awakening energy with this. Okay, and I'm going to put, okay, let's put this here. So this is going to be your advice card. You know, let me get on the next one. Let me get on the next one, guys. Okay, sorry, pink butterfly. Okay, let's put this over here. Pink butterfly, that's your advice card for the end. Put you right there, right next to the middle of the night. And we'll use this rack here for the significator. So if you chose the Dream Vision Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So the first thing we're going to do, let's get a significator for your person. The energy towards you at this time. And I'm using my favorite deck, the Love Pack. Underneath the deck, we have all wounds. Okay, so they have been triggered hard. I don't know what happened between you and them, or maybe it's just an inner event, quite frankly, or it could be with them and somebody else. But all wounds have been triggered. You're there, oh, let me love you. But they feel unworthy and their heart is broken. So they're trying to get themselves back into balance. We have the vibration of 5 and 6. Okay, so they're learning lessons in love. Okay, so they're looking back on the past and the road that they've traveled, and their lessons that they're learning in love. But 56 also reduced to 11, which is about balance. So if your person might be a little defensive, I see this person defensive, maybe even giving you the brush off right now, it's because there's a lot of things that have come back up for them. Old triggers, old wounds that they've forgotten about that they are trying to deal with. Their heart has been broken for a long time. But whatever has happened recently has brought everything back to the fore. So let's have a look. So that's the underlying energy with your person. And we have here Control. All right, so they're trying to control the situation right now by perhaps withdrawing. Okay, I get that. Perhaps withdrawing from the situation. Okay, it looks like they have been hurt pretty badly in the past. Okay, and as I said, something happened recently that really triggered their ego, confronted their ego. Okay, and they are now trying to regain control of the situation by, it looks like, keeping you at a distance. It's a kind of push-pull energy. It's like come here but stay there kind of energy, because you see, look at the length of the chain. Okay, so they want to be attached to you, or rather they want you to be attached to them, but they also want their freedom. Okay, they don't want to feel bogged down, but they want you to be bogged down in this situation. Interesting. Let's pull some cards on that. So they want to control you. But they don't want to be controlled. Okay, yeah, they're facing their inner demons. That's what I get here. Let's pull 3 cards. Spirit tells us about this energy of control. So this is dominance. Some of them might even want to play some power games in bed, but it is really an acting out or manifestation of their inner psychology. Okay, they want to be in control. We have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, 7 of Pentacles. So we get a push-pull energy, and we have the Page of Wands. All right, so this person, they are just absolutely unstable right now. Okay, very unstable. This is not someone that you can count on right now. Now, this is where we see that contradictory energy. They're unstable. They don't want to invest. They don't want to give you anything solid. But at the same time, they want to invest in this relationship. They see the potential. And that's why they're showing up as the Page of Wands. So they might come with a lot of flirtation, right? Because the flirtation ensures that the connection is still there. But at the same time, they're not committed to anything. That's why they keep showing up with that Page of Wands energy. It's come here, but stay there. Okay? All right, so translated, they're confused as fuck. Okay, that's what's going on. All right, let's look at thoughts and feelings. So they have a war going on inside, and it looks like you might be collateral damage. Right? Until they sort this out, this is what they're gonna do. That's the energy that they're going to be holding. Come here, but stay there. All right, 7 of Wands. Very defensive. Very defensive right now. Oh, Lord. That's my alarm for classes. Interesting. They're in school right now. They're being schooled by Spirit right now. They're being schooled by Spirit right now. And that's why that 5 keeps coming up with that Hierophant card. They're being schooled by Spirit right now. All right, their thoughts and feelings. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Big energy right there. We have Temperance. Yeah, exactly. Another major arcana. Temperance in reverse. So we have Leo, Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius energy there, which is my stubborn as fuck card. I'm a Taurus, I could say that, right? Stubborn as fuck card, right? All of them, right? You know, that's the fixed cross, right? So, and then we have Temperance in reverse, Sagittarian energy. We have 5 of Wands, exactly. That's my drama card. But it's usually a drama outside of yourself. But I feel this could be a drama inside of the self. Because dramas outside of the self is really just an echo of dramas inside the self, okay? We have Knight of Wands in reverse. More Sagittarian energy. So lots of fire out here. 9 of Wands in reverse. Good Lord. Right, and the Tower in reverse. All right, so right away, we're picking up on that inner conflict. Right away. All right. Even with the first two cards, right, the two major arcana that's out here, right, this person sees you as their destiny, their will, their lucky charm. They thank the fates that you were brought into their life, but at the same time you've turned their life and their way of thinking and their way of living upside down. They don't appreciate that. They don't appreciate it. They don't appreciate it because you've thrown them into this conflict. Okay? And it's a conflict with their ego. And what is the ego? It is our programming. It is our sense of self. It is who we're told we are. And you are challenging that. And they don't appreciate that. They're not ready to release this ego just yet. So you're some kind of unwelcome agitator in their life. So they're happy that you're here. Oh, it's three major arcana. Sorry, I didn't even see. I forgot this one. They're happy that you're here, but you are causing them to confront old wounds, their childhood, ancestral programming. They're not about that life. They were about the superficiality of it all. So you've thrown them into conflict. I'm also getting there's a lot of drama that's happening in their life as well. So this whole lineup tells me overwhelm, and someone who is very defensive at this time. And even though they're defensive, because this Tower in reverse tells me that they're defensive, this is unwilling to allow the walls of the ego to fall, right? Even though they're defensive and they're still behind their fortress, there's an inner desire within them to lay down their arms and to be vulnerable. And to commit, to release this player energy and to commit. So it's someone who's torn in two. I'm not even getting torn between two situations. I don't get that. I don't get that. I think you are very much in their energy. And I don't think there's a battle between you and anyone else, even if they have someone else in their life. Because there's no comparison. There's no contest. That's not the issue. This is them and their ego talking. I feel like they're going through a transformation and they are really unwilling to release this identity that they have lived with, well, for their whole life. Connecting deeper with you is only challenging everything that they have ever known. Whether it's their spiritual beliefs or beliefs about relationships or beliefs about masculine and feminine energy, you're forcing them to confront it all. You're forcing them to dig deeper. And even though this person is naturally a deep person, they have been operating on the surface for so long that deep, which is their natural inclination, that depth kind of scares them. That's what I get here. So they might be defensive right now, but they don't want you to go. They really do see you as a gift from the universe with this Wheel of Fortune. And they think that you're a very lucky person. It's like you're kind of protected. Might even be protected from them. That's how they see it. And they think that you should be. Because right now they're not good for anyone. This person, it's like their whole world has turned upside down. They don't know if they're coming or they're going. Let's pull some cards on Temperance in reverse and this Five of Wands. I'm intrigued by those two. Let's see what's happening here. Hangman in reverse. Yeah, they're trying to unsee. They're trying to unawaken. Four of Wands. And the Wheel of Fortune. It's like divine timing is upon them and they were caught with their pants down. They weren't ready. They weren't ready. They weren't ready. I think they tried to resist this for so long that they kind of convinced themselves that, you know what, you and them will be in a state of flux forever. But they weren't ready. But it's like their guides are saying, time to wake up, buddy. Wake up, wake up. Wake up, but they just want to go back to sleep. They want to unawaken. Because they feel destabilized. And this person likes to feel secure. They like to feel safe. And this is not a safe situation because they can't predict what's coming next. There's no guarantees. Let's see this 5 of Wands. That's one of my Ace of Pentacles. So Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Page of Pentacles in reverse. Oh my God. Devil in reverse. I feel like for some of you, a person may be with someone else, or they may have toxic family members. And it looks like there's been some sort of incident that has destabilized the family. Okay? But what it's doing is pushing your person to love themselves more. And a big part of loving yourself is discovering yourself. So I feel that this too has thrown them for a loop. Whatever has happened here, it's made them think back on their childhood and how unsafe they felt there. Because Page of Pentacles in reverse is a child who did not have the kind of security needed for a child to thrive. It could be maybe their parents moved around a lot, or there was just maybe a lot of conflict in the family, or with a drama. Their parents could have had addictions or something like that, but your person never felt safe. So your person, they would rather stay in a toxic relationship where it is predictable, because that's a vibration of their childhood, than really strike out on their own and move towards something that could potentially be fabulous, but at the same time, it's not, they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know what's going to happen. And they rather know what's going to happen, even if what's going to happen is dysfunctional. So they're so mixed up right now. They want to be vulnerable. They want to keep you at bay. They want you to come in. They want to commit. But at the same time, they're feeling unstable. They don't feel safe. You know, this is someone that they really have a battle raging inside of them. And that's because their ego has been triggered. Everything that they believe about love and life has been triggered. Let's get some 3D messages for your person. Good Lord. More wake-up call again. What's this one? Let's get some 3D messages for your person. If your person's in some sort of third-party situation, you might want to choose the mystery pile, because the extended looks at the third party. Mystery pile is pile number 4. Okay, underneath the deck we have sensitive. Okay, thinking about you makes me emotional, and I want to open up to you about how I am feeling, right? So all this resistance that we felt here, we did still get that message that this person does want to open up to you. It's just that I feel like they don't know how. I don't think they've ever truly opened up to somebody else. So this is also scary as F, you know? This is someone who requires a lot of patience. You know, it's like a dog that has been abused. It takes a while before they realize that you're stroking them is not hurting them, right? So this is what I'm getting. This is someone who they're totally on defense, and it's because they've had a lot of toxic shit in their life. We have pressure. I have so much going on in my life, and I'm struggling to juggle it all. Well, we saw that We did see that Ace of Pentacles in reverse, and we see Temperance in reverse. So we know that. So there's a lot going on. Okay, so besides what's happening with you and the heavy triggers that they're getting, there's also drama in their outer world. But again, it's just a reflection of their inner world anyway. As more time passes, this is absence. As more time passes, I feel a deeper void without you in my life. Exactly. So they may have initiated some sort of pullback of their energy, but what is causing them is counterproductive to what they want to achieve anyway, because they want a distance. But the more they withdraw, is the closer they feel to you. So it's like they can't escape you. And this is also something that's really worrying, because if you leave, then what happens to them? They'll be done for. We have the ego. It's easier to block everything out right now. I'd rather ignore my emotions. I really do think that they are trying with that Tower in reverse. I do think they are trying, but I don't think they're being successful. I don't think they're being successful. And we have guilt. Hurting you was never my intention, but now it's hurting me. Exactly what I said. Now it's hurting me too, right? So they pulled away, right, because they needed that self-preservation, right? Everything got a little bit too intense. So they thought, okay, by pulling back, I can get some time to breathe, maybe slow down the pace of this connection. But at the same time, now they're like, okay, what if I pulled back too much and I lose them? And it's just, no matter which move this person takes, it seems to be the wrong move. Damned if they do, damned if they don't. They pull back from your energy, they feel closer to you. They move close to you, their ego is triggered. And it's just an unending loop. They can't escape their feelings for you. And this is all happening for them to surrender. But the ego dies hard. That's the most I'll tell you. The ego dies hard. And that's what we're seeing here today. All right. So with all this going on, what can we expect will be this person's actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? We have the Five of Cups, and that's a card of grief and mourning. We have the Eight of Wands. That's communication. That's also positive movement forward and swift movement forward. It is also the arrows of love. Five of Swords in reverse, and end to mind games. And we have the Knight of Swords. All right. So expect within a month's time, swift communication coming in. Communication coming in really fast. And for some of you, they might want to tell you the truth. Maybe this person's married, because I am really drawn to the wedding ring, the ring here. Okay, so maybe this person is married. They want to tell you something about that. Maybe they're in a committed relationship. They want to tell you something about that. But what I'm getting here is this person facing their feelings. Facing their feelings and facing the future head on. Okay, and it looks like they're going to be speaking their truth to a lot of people. You might just be one of those persons that they're going to speak their truth to, but it's a lot of people. But right now, I feel like they're going through this grieving process. But when they come out of it, everything is going to happen really fast. Because once you surrender to your heart, okay, and you find that peace there, then you know automatically what's going to do. What you have to do next. Okay, and I feel like they're going to be charging in, okay, and they're going to be wanting to speak this truth to you. So I see a conversation. Some of the truths might be hard truths, but whatever is said here is going to pave the way for a new beginning between you guys. Okay, that's what I get. All right, let's get some advice. So we had this heart card. So what is the message for your own emotional nourishment and your own growth? And we see this star here, and the star is always a symbol of healing. So, and I don't know, I hear in soul star chakra. I feel like you're going to be triggered to heal and close off a lot of karmic cycles in your life, especially some ancestral dysfunction. Okay, I'll pull a card and see what that's about. Before I even look at the card, let's see what's this about. 1 second. But that's what that ancestral dysfunction. Let's have a look. What's this? What is Spirit calling you to heal? I'll read the card at the back. Okay, what we have here. We have cyberbullying, but we can look at just bullying broadly. Okay. So there's some sort of abuse that's coming through. What's this ancestral dysfunction? I'll get two cards. All right. So you might be blaming yourself or blaming others for something that happened to you. 1 second. And we have projection. And then we have sloth, laziness. You might be blaming the slow pace of this connection on your person. Okay, Spirit is saying that is a projection. You might be blaming the slow pace of this connection on your person, but Spirit is saying no. These, what's being perceived as delays, it's also to allow for your own healing as well. For some of you, you guys are procrastinators. Okay, and Spirit wants you to look at that. For some of you, there are things that you're looking at your person and you're kind of judging them on. Spirit is reminding you that this person is a mirror of yourself. So if they too are kind of caught up inside, or rather divided inside, or torn in two inside, it means then that your heart and mind is also not in alignment either. So also you need to look at that. Are you kind of straddling? Are you going, okay, I want this person, I don't want this person? Are you kind of waffling back and forth? Okay, if you are, then this is also distorting the timelines, okay, that want to open up here. So there's no need to blame anyone if you're in that kind of blame, shame, and judgment kind of vibe. Everything is happening as it should for you and your person. Let me get this thing with this ancestral thing. All right, we have stoic upbringing. So you may find that your person is closed off, and you might be looking at them and kind of judging them for that. But Spirit is saying, you too are very stoic. You two have been playing it too cool for school. And they're saying that this is an ancestral pattern in your family line where people are not showing their true emotions. Okay, people may be keeping everything inside. Maybe you're raised to have to stiff up a lip, right? Okay, you just grin and bear it, or you just plod along. You just get along with things. Okay, move on along. Okay, but Spirit is saying, so you may easily recognize that in your person that they're being defensive, but Spirit is saying that you are also defensive, and this is an ancestral pattern. Okay, let's see what's the advice here. Through the power of love, all shall unfold in the most perfect way, and that's what Spirit is saying. You may think this person is procrastinating. You may think they're taking a long time, but this is exactly what it's supposed to take, and it's for both of your benefits, right? For all concerned. This card is a blessing from an angel who is here to reassure you that all is well. There's no need to worry. All is bathed in a sea of divine love. So Spirit is saying things are unfolding. This butterfly is unfolding at exactly the right time. You, also the butterfly, is unfolding at exactly the right time. So there are no delays here. And your person's not holding up the session. This is exactly what is supposed to be happening at this time. Let me get a card from the Wisdom of Avalon. What's your card of guidance? What's the guidance here? Underneath the deck, we have the hawk. And I always think that the hawk is higher perspective, but in this deck it says messages and it says omens. So that we get that confirmation of communication coming through again. Oh. What's the message here? What's the advice? Spirit is saying restriction. And it's a card number 5. Okay, and 5s are about challenge and change. Spirit is saying that this path right now is blocked for a reason. It is blocked for your person's awakening, but also for your healing. Okay, so there's no need to rush this or get frustrated or upset. Okay, everything is happening for a reason. I know it sounds cliched, but it's exactly what's meant to happen right now. So again, this confirmation all around from the messages. And this is the Arthur Rockham Vibrant Oracle cards. And we have examine. Okay, let's see what they want you to examine. Ride the waves. Spirit is saying right now it's time to go with the flow. It is time to surrender. Spirit is waiting for this person to surrender, but they're asking you to surrender. Right? Your person is in resistance, but Spirit is saying, so are you. So are you. They're saying just go with the flow right now. Follow your intuition and guidance and dive deep into your emotions. Surrender to what you feel. Because the heart will always show you the way. It's when the mind gets involved, the ego gets involved, then things kind of get screwed up. But your heart is your compass. And they're asking you to use it now. To love yourself and to love your person without attachment. Okay. All right, my love. So that was your message. I just want to thank you for your likes, your shares, subscribes. They all help our community expand and grow. For those of you who've been buying cups of coffee, subscribing to my other channel, Made for Love, clicking on the ads, they all help us expand, and I'm just grateful for you. Take care. Bye. Hey, pal, too, if you chose the Cosmic Visions Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So let me just put your healing card. So this is going to be an advice card at the end. And I know it's like the Caduceus. It's reminding me of Kundalini energy, but also the Caduceus. So I think there's a lot of healing that you might be asked to do in the sacral chakra. Also looks like Matt, the way she has. Yes, there's something in your sacral chakra that you're meant to bring back into balance. And maybe it might be you and your person. So you might find like tantra healing techniques might be helpful. We'll dive more into that card later. All right. So let's get a significator for your person and how they're feeling towards you at this time. If there's a third party and next to your connection, you might want to check out the mystery pile because I explore that in the extended of that pile. But in these general ones, I'm just looking at you and your person, the protagonist in the story. Underneath the deck, we have trap. Okay. They could be feeling restricted right now. They could be feeling trapped. They could be a rescuer and they might want to set you free. This person may be in a commitment because there's a card number 50 which reduced to 5, which is the Hierophant. So they may be in some sort of commitment that they consider to be a trap. But they're really restricting themselves because they don't even need the keys. They can walk around this, right? So even though it's a vibration of 5, it's like an 8 of Swords sort of vibe. They're keeping themselves stuck. Ooh. That had a lot of energy. Let's see what it's all about. Ooh. They are in pain. They are in pain. You know, it's like, you know, in those movies where, you know, after a painful event, they're caught walking in the rain. And this person feels quite unlucky because notice the rain is only raining on them, right? They feel quite unlucky. Your person's heart is broken. And they don't know how to put it back together again. I also get that they may have hurt you. And they're only now stepping into the recognition of this. And again, they don't know how to heal the situation. So maybe this is why we have the caduceus here. But they feel like a shell of their former self. And they feel like they might have sabotaged this connection. Because when two people come together, right, they create a third entity. But I feel like this might be the third entity that's lying on the gurney here. So they feel that they destroyed this. So they're in pain, and they're in the kind of pain that causes awakening. Because the card number 58, which reduces to 13, which is a death card. So it's the death of their former self. I feel like this person, they weren't operating in the full consciousness of what they were doing. I think they were so focused on themselves and protecting themselves from being hurt that they didn't realize that they were sabotaging the connection and also hurting you. I feel also they're learning a lesson about power and the use of power, because it looks like they may have misused their power in the situation. They may have even abused you emotionally and otherwise. So this card tells me that like they're stepping into the recognition of this, and they may be stepping into the recognition of this because they may have received some sort of karmic justice. All right, so let us pull 3 cards on this, and let's see what's going on. But they're in pain. Spirit, tell us a little bit about that. We have Queen of Swords in reverse. So I feel like in this pile, there might be a third party, or this could have been the energy that they were embodying. And the Queen of Swords reverse, she's hyper defensive because she's very bitter about life. Okay, things did not pan out, especially in her love life. And now whoever comes close, cuts them with their fucking sword before they could even talk. Right, so this is someone who's very defensive. So this could be someone in their life. And Queen of Swords reverse is very cold. They don't know how to love. And they don't know how to speak with love. Right, so Queen of Swords reversed. 5 of Swords. Okay, I get it. It could well be that there was someone in their life. 10 of Wands reverse. It could well be that this is someone in their life. Okay, but this is someone in their life who's teaching them a lesson about who they were. Because your person was in this energy. Okay, they didn't care what they did once they were able to protect themselves. So I feel like your person might have been prone to mind games, playing mind games with you, trying to stay on top of the situation, trying to control the situation. Okay, but at the end of the day, they ended up sabotaging themselves and sabotaging this connection. And now they feel burdened by that. Because they realize they hurt you. They really, really hurt you very deeply. But I feel like this is something new that they're stepping into. I really don't think that this person saw the full of their actions. And I think they're only seeing the full of their actions now. I feel like because somebody has come and done the same thing to them. Somebody mindfucked this person here. And I feel this is how they're realizing, oh my God, what have I done? What have I done? Let's look at their thoughts and feelings about you and the connection at this time. It's just so sad. I'm getting a headache. I think a person's busting their brain. How do they bring this back together? How do they ground their truth? Because I'm really noticing that your butterfly is blue. and red, right? Red root chakra, blue the throat chakra. How do they ground their truth? Because they're realizing now that I feel like this person does have big feelings for you. We have the cosmic tree in reverse, and that is the Hermit. Yeah, because there's a card number 9, right? The Hermit in reverse. And I feel like this is the energy that they were in. They were unconscious, weren't aware of themselves at all. All right, let's have a look. Their thoughts and feelings about you and this connection at this time. Well, we have the Peacemaker. Beautiful energy. And there are 2 lotuses in this card. How do they alchemize the situation? How do they bring this situation? Remember, look, this third entity is dead, eh? And they killed it. How do they resurrect this situation? And they want to use their power. You see the Ace of Wands in their hand. They want to use their power. Their powers are divine masculine, because we have the sun, to bring the situation back from the dead. 2 of Pentacles. They're up in the air about it. How do they do that? They're not sure what to do. They know what they want to do. They just don't know how to do it. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. Yep. They were toxic. 9 of Cups in reverse. We have the Spirit plane. And this is the Chariot. So a lot of earth and water. And we have the 6 of Cups. That's beautiful. All right. So I'm getting the same message that I got with the first card. Okay. They are trying to resurrect this connection. Okay. They're trying to resurrect this connection because they realize that they sabotaged it. And they sabotaged it because you can only love persons as far as you love yourself. And we have 2 cards that says that they didn't love themselves. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse, and we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. And these are cards of self-love deficit disorder, or what we call codependency. So they can love you, okay, because they had no sense of what love was. And whatever sense they had of what love was is the dysfunction that they learned in childhood, looking at their guardians, looking at their parents, looking at the people around them. They didn't know what love is, okay? So they could not receive your love. So you may have tried all how to show them love, give them love. They couldn't receive it because they were very closed off. But it looks like something has happened. Something has happened. And your person is now able to truly see the man in the mirror, and what they're seeing they don't like. What they're seeing about themselves they don't like. What they're seeing about this situation they like, because they see you as a soulmate. And this is someone, and the soulmate card, the 6 of Cups, is also a card of reunion. So they want to bring this back, as I told you, bring this back from the dead. I think this person really buried their emotions. You see all the lotuses here under the mud? They really buried their emotions deep, and they didn't want to acknowledge it. But now that they love self, this Ace of Cups has made its way up to the surface, then all these others will follow. So I feel something happened that made them acknowledge the feelings that they had, feel that they were long suppressing. And now they want to move this connection forward. But they're asking themselves, is it too late? Because look, they sucked the life out of this connection. Look at it. Deflated. How do they bring this back? This is the question. How do they bring this back? How do they heal this? For some of you, your person was juggling you and somebody else, or maybe even More than one person, okay? We see the Two of Pentacles here. And Spirit is saying this is something ancestral. Something about how these stones are arranged, like going way back. I'm getting like Celtic times because that kind of Stonehenge vibe coming through here. Spirit is saying this is an ancestral pattern of this juggling and of creating situations that aren't nurturing. But they want to bring this back from the dead. They want to make peace. They want to make peace and they want to be at peace. I don't feel like this person's at peace right now with the way things are. And they can't be at peace because it's very difficult to ignore the truth. I see they're totally in blue here. So this is someone who wants to be authentic. Okay, they're acknowledging the truth of what they feel and they want to follow their heart. I see that. But how? They think that this whole thing is just dead and buried. But they're not giving up. They're not giving up. I feel this person's trying to balance their masculine and feminine energies. I feel like their masculine energy was out of control. Because look at the position the sun is to the moon. I feel like this person, whether they're male or female in body, had some weird notions with regard to feminine energy. Females, no, let me rephrase that. Feminine energy, persons who are female in body, persons who embody the feminine, they had some weird notions about that, and those notions surrounded, the base of those notions were that there's something about feminine energy, women, girls, that are inferior to masculine energy, because I'm really looking at the position of the sun relative to the moon. I also feel as well, masculine energy is about society and how we handle ourselves in society, right? That's what the Emperor does. The Emperor teaches us how to maneuver ourselves in society, right? I feel like they may have had some very traditional views about spirituality and intuition, and maybe women's intuition. I don't think that this person, again, respected the feminine. There's something about the way that they were programmed or the way they were taught to conduct themselves in the world by some sort of masculine energy close to them that made them think that feminine energy was inferior. And that's why they couldn't see how they were hurting you, because there's a part of them that doesn't see your full humanity. It's when we objectify people that we can use, abuse, and exploit them. That's exactly what I'm feeling. Like, they so objectified feminine energy, femininity, the female, the woman, the girl, that they were no longer a human being. And they couldn't see their humanity. And this is something that it's ancestral programming. And that's why they found it so easy to hurt you, because unconsciously there's a program that's running in your person's unconscious that you are not on the same level as they are. They have all the feelings in the world, but somehow they couldn't recognize yours. And it's because they have objectified the female sex, femininity, and the feminine. I mean, toxic masculinity, exhibit A, right? So that's what I'm getting with that. So now they want to move this forward, but they're wondering, have I done too much? And this person may have done it all. Because once you objectify someone and you dehumanize them, then it's easy for you to do anything to them. Let's get some 3D messages from your person. What they got to say for themselves? What do they have to say for themselves right now? But this is them confronting their programming. And just really seeing the kind of wasteland that they created with their thoughts. With their thoughts. Their thoughts and their actions. So it's the energy of regret, you know, and hindsight is always 20/20, right? That's the energy that's coming through. All right, what we have here? We have influences. I'm distracted right now. Okay, so there could be other things that are going on in their life. We did see the Ace of Cups here in reverse and a Nine of Cups in reverse, which always talks about some sort of dysfunctional situation. Let's get some 3D messages from your person. We have jealousy. I feel like you've moved on without me, and that's difficult for me to see. All right, so this person feels like you have someone else in their life. Okay, and maybe this is what is triggering this acknowledgement of their feelings, because they feel like they have lost you. They feel like competition has arrived. I really do feel that your person took you for granted. That you would always be there, hanging on to them. Hanging on their every word, every sigh, right? But something you did recently really triggered this person hard and really forced them to face the feelings that they had suppressed. And I feel, whatever it is, they feel like you have somebody else. I miss you. Okay. So, and it says memory. So they're really replaying a lot of the times that you guys may have spent together, whether physically, on the phone, the things that you've said, your pictures, that kind of thing. Really going down memory lane, you know. And this trip down memory lane is bittersweet because they're seeing how much you gave of yourself and they're seeing how much they held back and how much they may have hurt you. We have embarrassed. I know I've acted childishly. I don't know how to approach you now. Well, we saw that. They don't know what to do. They know what they must do. They know what they want to do. They just don't know how to do it. What do they say? After they have done so much, like they did the most, what do they say now? What do they say that will bring you back into their energy? What do they say? Would you even believe them anyway? We have personal. This isn't about you. I'm working through a personal issue. Yeah, it's their programming. It's their programming. It's their beliefs. It's their environment. They're realizing just how dysfunctional it was and how much influence it had over them. Now, based on what we're seeing here, what can we expect will be your person's actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading? We have the Weaver in reverse. We have Life Map in reverse, but this is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Whoa, a lot of blocked energies. We have the Pathfinder in reverse. And we have the Four of Swords in reverse. And I'm really drawn to this black hole that we have here, and it's winter. And then there's another black hole up here. I think they're going to be facing and confronting a lot of depression. All right. There are a lot of blocked energies here. It's going to be a mixture of woe is me and how could I possibly have done that? Okay. So it's self-pity, but also a bit of self-attack. I don't see them actively doing anything, to be honest. Okay. I think they are going to be enjoying a lot of the consequences of their actions. We could call it karma if you want. We could call it karma, but it is certainly the consequences of what they have done. Okay. And I think because they're going to be so deep in the thinking about and dealing with the consequences of what they have done, that they won't be able to see the clear path forward. And I think they're going to be in the sunken place. In the sunken place. But this is part of their evolutionary journey. Okay. They have to pull themselves out of it. There's nothing you can do here. This is the road that they must walk right now. Okay. They have to do the cleanup. They created the situation. Okay. And I'm sure you must have had a part to play as well. We all have a part to play, right? But they have to take accountability for their actions, and they have to deal with the consequence of their actions, just as you have taken accountability and dealing with the consequences of yours, right? So they're going to be deep in it. They're going to be deep in this karma that they're dealing with here. What is the advice for you? Okay, so the advice for your healing and self-love. And again, I really feel like a ma'at kind of vibes. So it's about balancing, and I'm really feeling balancing sacral chakra. I really feel like this is going to be a time of healing for you here with this caduceus. And a time of expansion, especially an expansion of spiritual knowledge, because snakes are about spiritual knowledge, and also a time of transformation, because snakes are about shedding the old. Okay, so a very powerful time for you, and it looks like you are getting help from above to do this. It says, tune into the subtle and divine force within me, and you shall sense the subtle and divine force within yourself and all living things. Over the coming days, there's a heightened sense of spiritual connection with Isis, goddess of motherhood, magic, and fertility. Okay, so you are embodying the energy of the Empress right now. And I think there's Isis sex magic, right? There's Isis sex magic. And there's a lot of kind of a sexual healing movement connected to Isis. So I would read up on that, because I really got that sexual healing vibe. Goddess of motherhood, magic, and fertility. I feel like you are entering a time of abundance. And it could be a time of fertility. So if you want to get pregnant, now is definitely going to be the time. But it is you reaping the rewards of traveling this path, of doing this healing, of really getting yourself into balance. And it's a reward for work done. Oof. I think there's a feminine ancestor here. Yeah, I'm getting true chills. Okay. All right, let's see what they want to say. So what is this ancestor? Nah, I ain't doing no trance with nobody. I don't know. What does this ancestor want to tell you? I smelled their perfume. All right, so let me see. What does this ancestor want to tell you? We have the 9 of Wands in reverse. We have the 4 of Cups. We have the 8 of Cups. And we have the Commander in reverse. Okay. Now the Commander in reverse is someone who is a control freak. They're telling you about your situation. Okay, so they're saying that when your person really goes through, I don't know, they're saying this transit. I don't know what that means. Okay, just hear it. When your person, after this person, your person goes through this transit, they are going to be feeling very vulnerable. Okay, they're going to be making a lot of changes in their life, because right now they're bored with the trajectory of their life. Okay, they're going to be walking away from someone that has had a big hole or big influence on their life. For some of them, it is a father energy or the memory of a father or whatever programming they've received from their father. They're going to be walking away from that. For some of them, it's going to be a partner that they have in their life. Again, embodying that same energy of the father from their childhood. They're going to be walking away from that. But they're going to be coming forward and they're going to be very, very vulnerable. Spirit is asking you, whoever this is, to be receptive. This is not a time to put up your walls. Okay? There's a time to be receptive. And it's okay to do that, because now you know about healthy boundaries. So the minute they transgress your boundaries, you know what to do, right? So there's no need for you to feel defensive. Spirit is asking you to be open and receptive when this person comes back. Give them a listening ear. But right now they're going to be walking away from someone in their life that's like a control freak. And maybe that's why we saw that trapped card. Okay. Let's get a message from the Wisdom of Avalon. All right, so thank you for whoever that was. Underneath the deck, we have burden. What's the advice for you? Woo. We have the wasp. Anger, retaliation, and jealousy. All right, so I feel like it dovetails with this message that we got from your ancestor here. Spirit is saying, listen, a lot of things have happened with this person, okay? I feel like this person really did the most. I mean, oh God, look at this person on stretch, all right? They really killed this connection, and I think they really hurt you. And maybe you could be out for vengeance. Maybe you could be out for vengeance. Maybe there's some anger that you're still holding on to. Spirit is saying, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. End it. End it. And we only end it by seeing the higher perspective, why it happened the way it happened. Okay, Spirit is saying it's time to end. It's a card number 21. It is the world. It's saying bring this to an end. Bring it to an end. Things happened the way they happened for your evolution. This was the soul contract between you guys. Spirit is saying end this. End this. Let's get one more card. Underneath the deck, advice. Look, we have the old ancestor up here. What's the advice? We have friendship. Yeah. When they come back, focus on fanning the flames of friendship, because what that's going to do is engender trust in terms of you trusting them again, and also engender trust for them trusting you, because I feel like this person has trust issues, and they should, right? They should. They've done a lot of shit, right? So Spirit is saying, you guys taking the path of friendship first is going to build a solid foundation for what may come after. They're saying the ancestors are guiding us. We have the tree here. The ancestors are guiding us. What they're saying. Start with friendship first, okay? All right, my love. So that was your reading. I thank you guys so much for your likes, shares, subscribes, dislikes. They all help our community grow. For you that have been purchasing cups of coffee to support the coalition against domestic violence in my country, I thank you so much for that. Your support is sorely needed at this time, especially in the wake of the pandemic. A lot of people are out of job, a lot of people are frustrated, and they're taking those frustrations out on their partners, and we're seeing it every day. So many women, it seems to be women, being killed by their intimate partners. So what the coalition does is provide a place of refuge and also counseling, supplies, and that kind of thing. All right. All my loves, thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Royal family, if you chose pile 3, which is the rainbow heart, I always forget the name. I got it right this time. The rainbow heart tarot in this beautiful green butterfly. And this is going to be a reading. So this is going to be your advice card at the bottom there. Okay, so we'll put that there. All right, so let's put this aside, and we're going to go in the Love Pack by Chuck Spezzano. And we're going to get a significator for your person's energy towards you. Now, if you have a third party connected to your connection, I go deeper into that in the extended reading of the mystery pile. So you can take a chance on that if you like. All right, so we have fear of commitment coming through, okay? Well, it's interesting, it's a feminine energy that has a fear of commitment. So you might think your person is a commitment for, but Spirit saying that there's a part of you that's also unavailable. Okay, there's a part of you that also thinks that commitment is a loss of freedom. All right, so it's not just your person has to learn that relationships are free spaces to grow. Spirit saying there's you're also closed off. Interesting. All right. We're going to keep that in mind. What's their energy towards you right now? Interesting. Everybody's had blocked energies. All right. So I definitely feel that there is a third party connected to your connection. Okay. And your person thinks the world of you. There's a card number 70. 70 reduces to 7. It's the number of divine. They think you are divine. They think you are a gift from the universe. I think that your person has a lot of astral experiences with you and a lot of communication that comes through the ethers where you are concerned. Okay. There's a lot of blue in this card. Okay. So they're seeing the truth about their situation. They're seeing the truth about you. And they're seeing the truth about their feelings. They really light up when they talk to you. Okay. You're the light of their life. But I do feel like they have a partner. And for some of them, whilst their partner is asleep, they might be talking to you. For some of them, they might talk in their sleep. Okay. Now, they think they're pulling one over on their partner. But if you look at this woman's eyes, her eyes are open. So their partner knows what's going on. Their partner knows about you. But your person thinks that they're so slick. Yeah, they think they're so slick. Your person might even be married because look, there's a wedding picture here. A wedding picture right over their bed. And I see he has a hand over his ear. One of his ear. So there's a part of him there's a part of your person that's listening to their intuition, but there's another part of them that still wants to stay in their comfort zone. And this is why your person, they're in that edge of infidelity because you know what? They're not loyal to their heart, which is you, and they're not loyal to the head, which is the person that they're with. So they're betraying They're betraying themselves, they're betraying the person that they're with, they're betraying you. They're not faithful to anyone in their situation, and that's because they're not faithful to themselves. They are betraying their heart. Let's get some cards on that. They're betraying their path. Underneath the deck, we have death. So I feel like if they're not in, they are soon to be in this energy of transformation, because there's going to become a time when they have to make a choice. They can't keep being Lestrade all the time. Okay, the straddler. Ooh, yeah, 10 of Swords. Page of Swords in reverse. And Lovers in reverse. Spirit is not going to let them stay there in that immature energy. Okay, Spirit is telling them they have to make a choice. That's what I told you. There will come a time, and it looks like that time is coming pretty soon, where this person has to make a choice. The time for juggling is over. Because all they're doing is hurting everybody in the situation. They're hurting you, they're hurting themselves, and they're hurting the person they're with. All of you guys deserve love. All of you guys deserve to be happy. So this lie that they've been living, that they've been telling themselves, it looks like all this comes to an end. Spirit is asking this person to make a choice. They either lie in the bed that they made or follow their heart. But a choice, this is the choice point. Especially this is the choice point. Let's look at their thoughts and feelings for you. Underneath the deck, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, Spirit saying they can no longer straddle. They can no longer juggle. They have to make a choice, and they have to be honorable. This is a Knight of Pentacles. He's solid. He's honorable. He believes in principles. Okay. All right. Let's see. Their thoughts and feelings for you and about you and this connection. We have the yeah, I told you they can no longer juggle. 2 of Pentacles in reverse. The time for that is over. And you see, look how these cards are kind of warped and bent out of shape. It's because your person was trying to please too. 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's time to end that. Spirit saying it's time to end that. They're just hurting people, right? So we have the 10 of Wands, and the 20 of Wands goes to the Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Wands is here as well. So 2 Ace of Wands. So it's all about new beginnings. It's about beginnings based on following your heart. It's beginnings based on following your intuition. It's beginnings based on your passions. What fires you up inside. Spirit is asking to take control of their life. We have the 3 of Wands. So it's like a lot of fire energy coming through here today. We have the High Priestess in reverse. And we have the 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay. What am I getting here? I think your person has been procrastinating. Okay. Okay. Spirit has been giving them guidance. I mean, till they're about blue in the face. Spirit has been giving them guidance. Okay, we have the pink dolphins here. And pink is all about the crown chakra. Okay, so they have been getting that guidance, they've been getting downloads as to where they need to steer their ship next. Okay, what they need to do in order for their ships to come in, what they need to do to manifest abundance, what they need to do to manifest true love, what they need to do to manifest a new beginning. But your person, for a long time, they weren't listening to their intuition. Okay? And they were choosing some sort of dysfunction. For some of them, it might have been an addiction, some sort of substance abuse that they were choosing over love. For others, it might have been some kind of toxic or dysfunctional partnership. For others, family members. But there's something here that does not resonate with love that they were choosing. Okay? They didn't want to see. They didn't want to hear. And they wouldn't listen to their intuition. But now, Spirit has put them in a position where they can no longer deny their feelings. They have to make a choice. The effort of suppressing their feelings and continuing business as usual is come to a breaking point. They can no longer carry this heavy burden. There's only so long you can suppress your true self and your true feelings. Eventually, it's all going to rise to the surface. And I think this is what's happening right now. Your person is getting ready to lay themselves bare. Perhaps towards a partner, and definitely perhaps towards you. They are so fired up by you, turned on by you. I do think sometimes, I feel like you guys, I don't know if you guys are sexting in the night or something like that, but it looks like they get their rocks off thinking about you. Or maybe sometimes maybe their partner hears them. So it's not fair to them either. It's not fair to them either, because they could have someone in their life feeling as passionate about them as they feel about you. But your person is holding on to them for comfort. Or because they have some sort of fear of abandonment. And that's not fair. That's not fair. So Spirit's telling them, you have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. This juggling shit that you're doing, it has to stop. You have to make a choice. And I think Spirit is making things in your person's life quite difficult, maybe even financially, so that they can get shaken out of this comfort zone. So for some of them, there's been some kind of financial loss. So the pressures of unsteady finances, coupled with the suppressed emotions and the suppressed desires, has taken a toll on your person. If they've not done it already, they're getting ready to speak their truth. Whatever they've been hiding from their partner, because I do feel like this group, they have a partner, they're going to be revealing the truth. I think your person managed to convince themselves that they didn't need you in their life, and maybe, yeah, that they didn't need you, that they didn't want you. Maybe they even convinced themselves that they didn't want you. They pushed this so far down in the unconscious. But now it looks like everything is coming to the surface. Everything they didn't want to acknowledge, everything they didn't want to see. It looks like it's all coming to the surface now. And even the insecurities that they have been denying or suppressing, it's all coming to the surface for their attention. All their baggage from the past. everything is coming up for their attention now. So the message that I get here is the pressure is on. Spirit is applying the pressure. What's your person going to do? Are they going to surrender or continue in resistance? Let's get some 3D messages from your person. What does their 3D self want you to know right now? What does their 3D self want you to know? We have sorry. Please accept my apology so we can move past this. Okay, so maybe you recently found out that they were juggling you and someone else, or maybe they have recently realized that they didn't treat you the way you deserve to be treated. So it looks like a lot of reflection that they're doing right now, and that seems to be the energy in most of the piles anyway. So it's the energy of the collective. What do they want you to know? We have in the very near future. So we'll pull a card and see what's going to happen in the very near future. We have moving on. I feel like we both need to go separate ways for a while. So I feel like your person, don't be surprised if they kind of withdraw for your connection. They need that space. Okay, they need that space to get their shit together. Okay, because Spirit is telling them they can no longer play games with your heart. It's D-Day. We have mistake. I made the wrong turn, and honestly, the grass wasn't green over there. So I do feel like this person might have chosen someone over you. Okay, they might have gone their separate ways, but now they're realizing that it was just an illusion. And I think this is what the High Priestess in reverse represents as well. It's about the death of the illusion. It's like your person was wearing blinders. If they chose somebody else, they were wearing blinders, okay? Where that person was concerned, they had some sort of fantasy that they created. But this is the death of the fantasy. And your person realizing that what they were holding on to is just a toxic ass situation. It was addiction. It was a trauma bond. Yeah, they were all up in their ego. It's easier to block everything out right now. I'd rather ignore my emotions. And I think that's what they've been doing all this time. I think they've been suppressing their emotions. I think the only thing that they might have been willing to show you was maybe their passion, or, make very sexual advances towards you because that was safe. But all this was simply cloaking the deep feelings that they had for you inside. So I'm not sure what happened here. Okay, but it looks like your person is allowing their emotions to surface. What's happening in the very near future? The Four of Wands, the coming together. Okay, so this person might be your twin flame, higher level soulmate. Okay, but Spirit is saying right now your person needs space. Your person needs space. They're not talking because they're taking time to heal. They might even have some family issues that they're dealing with right now. Some deceptive people in their life. But make no bones about it, this wheel is turning. Spirit saying you have to make a choice. So I think your person might be taking a little time out. If you feel them withdraw their energy, it's because they need that space to get some clarity. Okay? Okay then. So let's have a look at what's going to be their actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. We have the Four of Wands in reverse. So for some of them, they might be going through some sort of breakup or divorce. We have the Magician. Yeah, they're manifesting new beginnings. They're manifesting new beginnings. But it's going to be a rough road. Six of Swords. And they're not going to be ready for anything serious from you in the immediate, because they're still going to be wounded from this experience. Okay? So I see them coming forward to speak to you. They might tell you about their feelings, how they feel. I think they might come through quite romantic, but Spirit's letting you know that they're not ready for a serious relationship right now. This person is still hurt. This person is still wounded. They have not moved on from this other relationship. They need time to heal, or else all they will do is recreate a toxic situation with you. They need time to heal. They need time to call I keep getting this phrase, call their power back. To regroup. To recharge. There might be some things in their life that they want to manifest before they get serious with you. Maybe it's something monetary. Maybe it's their abundance. But it's very important for this person to feel like an equal to you. And they don't feel like that yet. They are still in Nine of Cups in reverse. So it looks like there's some things that they want to manifest before they create something solid with you. That's what I'm getting. So what is a message for your healing? This person looks like they are also allowing their emotions to show as well. Let's see what it says. You may not be aware of it yet, but a tapestry full of positive outcomes and spiritual blessings now permeates your aura. The gray clouds have lifted, replaced by soft, radiant light. The past will soon be behind you, but let it go and embrace the positive times ahead. So Spirit is saying, listen, this is a time of purging for you. Release all the darkness and the disappointment of the past. It looks like this connection is going to experience a bright new day, and you certainly are walking into a new era of abundance. Abundance in all areas of your life. But Spirit is saying you have to let the past go. Whether it's past from your childhood, whether it's past relationships, or whether it's the past in this relationship, Spirit is saying you have to let it go and come to some sort of peace with what happened here. Let's get some more advice. Underneath the deck, we have love, and we have the infinity symbol. Okay, so Spirit saying, yeah, you're stepping on up. You are leveling up here. Okay, and there's going to be this great love that's coming in for you. We have restriction. So Spirit is saying that this path right now is being restricted for a reason, and it's to allow for this person to heal. Okay, let me read from the deck. Let's see, restriction. What card is it? Card number 35. This marker brings notice of restriction in all things. You are in a prison of your own making, or at the mercy of that which is temporary out of reach. You aren't able to move forward constructively at this time. Be patient, pay attention to the next right action, and sooner than you know, the prison doors will fling open and you will yet again proceed to the greater goal. For now, take this opportunity to rest, taking stock of where you are and where you've come from. Ask, how did I get here? What am I not seeing? What needs repairing? Once answers come, so does relief from the bondage of circumstances and of the mind. So Spirit is saying this, as I told you, this connection right now, it is restricted, or it is not moving forward as fast as you would like, because there's healing that needs to take place on both ends. Okay? There's some lesson that you need to integrate, and so does your person. Okay? Let's get one more card, and we're going to close off this reading. So there's no need to rush this. It's all happening as it should. We have anticipation. So there's a measure of patience that you have to have right now. Let's see what Spirit says. The advice card is advice. Okay. All right. Let's see. What is the advice here? I see this lady. She's pulling on her shisha. Spirit is saying this is time to consult your ancestors and your guides. Let me pull another card on that. This is being directed by them right now. Secret path. Yeah. After this Tower moment, there's going to be this level up. Okay? Your ancestors, your spirit guides, they're paving a way for you. Okay? A way around this kind of restrictive energy that we see here. So all you have to do is get grounded and deepen your connection with your spirit guides, with your ancestors, creator, God, goddess, whatever you identify with right now. Because they're about to open up a path that you didn't see before. A path that was once restricted will open. And that's going to be your level up. So if you feel like there's some sort of delay or things kind of moving slow at this time, again, it's for the integration of a lesson, but it looks like they're about to open up. I don't know. It could be, for some of you, it might be a new timeline. But for others of you, there's this new path, this elevation that is about to open up for you. Okay? My love, so that was your reading. I hope that was helpful. Grateful for everything that you do for this channel. Your likes, your shares, your dislikes. They all help our community grow. And I'm grateful to you. Thank you so much for the energy exchanges. Take care. Bye. Hey, mystery pilers. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so these are the ones with my fool's energy. You know what? I'm going to take a chance. All right. So, you chose this pink butterfly. And this card. So I'm going to put that there because that's going to be your advice card at the end of the public reading. And the deck that you chose is called the Instant Tarot Reader. And it's one of the collabs between Monty Faber and Amy Zerner. They're the ones that did the heart. Yeah. No, they didn't do Heart of the Fairy. They did, I think, the Love Oracle, the True Love Oracle, the Enchanted Love Tarot. That's them. Okay. And it has gorgeous, gorgeous pieces. And these cards are made from some tapestries that Amy made out of lace and all sort of other fabrics, and then they made it into the cards. So it's really an incredible story. Anywho, so we have that there. The first thing we're going to do, let us find or let us get a significator for your person. And you know what I did? I picked up the wrong bloody deck. This is my clarification deck, actually. And this is the right deck. I guess the blue had me confused, so maybe your person is ready to speak a lot of truths, or they could be confused, or they could be both. I don't know. Communication. Alrighty then. Okay then, we got ya. We got you. Okay, mystery powers. Let's see. Underneath the deck, we have sensuality. Okay, so this person has a lot of tender emotions where you are concerned, okay? And they're waking up to that. There's a card number 20, which is a judgment card, of course. But 20 also reduces to 2. And 2 is always emphasis on all intimate relationships. And 2 is also the high priestess. So this is how they see you. They see you as a high priestess, and the high priestess is always very sensual. Her sexuality isn't out there, right? She's always fully clothed, but you always see the kind of contours of her body. She's silent, so she's mysterious, and I think this is how they definitely see you. They're very magnetized towards you. So let us get a significator. It's early in the morning, guys, so my my voice is going to be even more sorry, huskier than usual. Alright, significator for your person. Let's have a look. How are they feeling towards you? Oh, self-love. Okay. I feel like this part might be twin flames. And they are seeing you as their mirror. I don't think this person had a lot of love for themselves, and that may have accounted for how they behaved in this relationship. But through you, maybe the things that you said, maybe the way you nurtured and treated them, they are gradually finding and reconstructing their self-concept and their self-worth. They're in the Magician's energy. Card number 1. Very first card in the deck. They're in the Magician's energy. Which is where we call back our power to ourselves. Which is where we recognize our power to manifest. When we realize that we're no longer helpless in our circumstance. We can manifest anything that we want. This is where they're at. And what they're manifesting right now is you. But they're doing that through love of self. So if you find your person has kind of withdrawn, it is because they're taking this time to really love themselves. Taking time to focus on what they really want in this life. And how they're going to get it. Okay? So they are in the energy of self-love. And if they are mirroring you, it's maybe because you are also in the energy of self-love. This is a beautiful card to get. Because you can only love a person as far as you love yourself. So the deeper they fall in love with themselves, is the deeper they will fall in love with you. Because you're already the object of their attention and affection. Alright, so let's get some cards on this. Spirit, just give us a little more clarity where that card is concerned. I think this person might have been fixed in their ways, fixed in their beliefs. Just like these cards, kind of warped. But now they're learning to do things quite differently. And it's making them get a more balanced perspective on themselves, on you, and on this connection that they share with you. That's what I get. Underneath the deck, the Emperor, they are becoming the Emperor. All right, let's have a look. We have the Strength card in reverse. We have the Six of Pentacles. And we have the Two of Cups. They kind of feel I'm just getting a kind of melty kind of feeling. Right. And I didn't have my mic plugged in. So I'm not going to plug in my mic. So maybe they're coming forward. Maybe they've never told you how they felt. But they feel like, I feel like this is a person that may have been in the past holding back their love, holding back their feelings. But now it's like they're surrendering to this connection, what it is, what it could be. And this is what's driving their need to reciprocate, because Six of Pentacles is a card of reciprocation. What they're experiencing with you, they've never experienced with someone else. I don't think this person has ever really, truly given themselves completely to love. I don't think truly this person has ever had like a meeting of the minds and a meeting of intuition like they are experiencing with you. And that's kind of mind-boggling. It's your big their eyes are mind-boggling for this person when they start thinking about this love and the things that have happened to them. It seems quite surreal, and maybe that's why they were kind of in resistance at first, because maybe they thought it was a fantasy. But now they're seeing it's real. It's real, and this is something that they can have, and they're wondering, are they worthy of it? But I see they're trying to make themselves worthy. So they are loving themselves. So if you feel like they've pulled back, it's because they're loving themselves. All right, let's just look at their thoughts and feelings for you. Now, this is a small deck. I mean, look, I'm looking at my hand, right? It's a small deck, but it's a gorgeous deck. It's absolutely beautiful. And underneath this is Three of Cups. Okay, so when they think about you, a lot of love, joy, they may feel like dancing. They may feel like dancing. They may feel like this is something divine. Beautiful. They may definitely have a third person involved here as well. Okay. But it looks like one person has turned their back in the situation. So it looks like there's a chance for you guys to come together. Let's see. I just feel so mellow with this. It's like it's lulling me to sleep. It's a very gentle energy. Let's look at their thoughts and feelings. Okay. We have the Six of Swords. Yeah, they're healing. Definitely. The Eight of Pentacles. Yep. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. The Seven of Pentacles. Let's get two more. The Ace of Swords. And the Ten of Pentacles reverse. Okay. This person definitely wants to work on this connection with you. We have the Seven of Pentacles, which is the card of investment. It's also the card of strategy. It's also the card of planning. It's looking into the future, seeing what you want to manifest and figuring out a way to get there. And then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is actually putting in the hard work. Okay, so in terms of a farmer, this would be them there raising the capital, buying the seed, that kind of thing. And the Eight of Pentacles, I'm actually plowing the field, planting the seeds, weeding, watering. It's the hard work, the hard labor. Okay, the hard labor. And this is what they want to do. They want to do the work. Now, Eight of Pentacles is also a card of working on yourself. And Seven of Pentacles, investing in yourself. Right? So they are working hard on themselves and making those adjustments, those improvements. They're seeing their worth. And it's because they eventually want to come forward and work hard on this connection. But they realize that there is some healing that needs to be done. For some of them, I definitely think there's a third party. And maybe that's why I was guided to do an extended with a third party connection here. There's definitely a third party that they have to move away from. Okay, I feel like they have begun that process. But it's a process that's ongoing because the Wheel of Fortune is here in reverse. Okay, so I don't think they've totally disconnected from that person. But it looks like there is a breakup or divorce that's imminent with this Ten of Pentacles card here in reverse. That's my divorce card. Yeah, but because they've seen the light. They've seen the truth. We have Ace of Swords. Okay, and they're realizing what their truth is. I do feel like this person was in some sort of fantasy, some sort of illusion. I do think they were suppressing their emotions. They didn't want to face it because facing their emotions meant that they would have to make an adjustment. And they felt very comfortable in whatever comfort zone they were in. But you know, when love calls you, it is undeniable, right? So Spirit has been working on this person, and it looks like they are really listening and taking heed. I do think as well your person's realizing that they have a lot of destructive, that's the word I heard, not dysfunctional, destructive habits, okay? Some of them are self-destructive, but some of them are destructive. And I think they are working on that. And these are dysfunctional and destructive habits that they have gotten from their family line with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, right? This is, the word I heard was rotted, and they're showing me, you know, a tree that gets rotted from the inside, and it's all down in the roots, like a root rot. They're showing me a root rot. So this is a ancestral line that is rotten at its core. So I feel like some of the work that your person, the hard work that they're doing right now is kind of revitalizing this family tree. And they're revitalizing this family tree by planting new seeds. They may even be transplanting the tree so that its roots can catch itself. Or they might be cutting down the tree altogether. Maybe it cannot be saved. And maybe something totally new has to be put in its place. So they're not doing this for themselves. This is part of their mission. They're on a mission. They're on a mission. This is part of their soul path to do this so that they can be an example and a mirror, not just to you, but also to their family members and those people around them. So friends, all of that, their community. So it's very important that your person recognize their truth and live their truth because there's a mission that they're meant to do for their family line. Let's pull some cards. We're going to pull cards on the Ace of Swords, and we're going to pull cards on the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Those are the most intriguing cards for me. Whoa. We have the Three of Wands. There's a World card for me. And we have the Hierophant. Yeah, your person, they're taking their time and they're being patient. Okay? It looks like there's something big that's ending in their life. And for some of them, it could be a marriage. For others, it could be a job. Something that has legal implications. Or it could be both. So they need to take that time to plan. Because if they don't plan, they're going to crash. Okay? So they're taking that time to plan. I do think for some of them, they might be consulting someone, whether it's a therapist, a legal mind, a financial advisor. There's someone, an expert, that they are consulting. And they're consulting that person about planting new seeds, about may even be a broker, like an investment agent. Might even be an investment agent here. Because they want to start afresh. So they're getting advice. They realize they can't rush this. Whatever situation that they might be in, it might be something complicated, and we're going to look deeper. I really do think there might be a third party here. We're going to look deeper in the extended. Let's get some 3D messages from your person. What do they want you to know right now? What do they want you to know? Okay. Underneath the deck. Respect. You deserve the best, and I respect you. I want to do the right thing, and this is a feeling that I'm feeling, and I think that's why they're consulting this person or these persons, because your person wants to do things by the book. They don't want to bring any of their drama towards you. They don't want to come towards you with all sort of unfinished business and loose ends. Whatever loose ends they have in their life, they want to tie it up because they respect you enough. Okay? All right, let's see. What's their 3D messages to you? We have trust. I have a hard time trusting anyone. I'm doing just fine on my own. So that's why I feel, as I told you before, I feel like this person really held back in this connection. And it's because it's trauma. It's trauma, right? They got trust issues. And as much as they wanted to open up their heart to you, open up themselves to you, thoughts of the past and the way they'd been betrayed in the past kept bombarding them. So this is something that they need to work on, because they realize if they don't work on this, if they come into this connection like raw dog, right, they're going to be doing the same thing with you, being self-protective, and really kind of shutting you out and just playing things superficial and on the surface as they have always done. They want to do something different with you, and that's why they're working on themselves. That's why they're looking at the man, the woman, the they in the mirror. We have mask. Honestly, I pretend to be someone I'm not, because being vulnerable feels uncomfortable. I told you. They have so much walls up, but it's a very visceral reaction. This is not them doing this consciously. This is the reptilian brain kind of taking over. And again, it's because trauma rewires our brain or central nervous system. So this person, at the mere hint that they might be taken advantage of, bam, they just close up. In fact, they don't even open up in the first place. That's their strategy. And we have confusion. Remember I said it. Maybe they're confused, or maybe they want to talk, or maybe it's both. I think it's a bit of both, because there's a different way of feeling for them. There's a different way of doing things. And maybe that's why they're also getting expert advice. Okay, they realize this is out of my depth, right? I've never been in this situation before. I've never wanted to do things like this before. I need help. And then we have space. I need to take a step back because I'm still trying to figure out what I want. Yeah, I think so too. I figure that as well. Okay. They need this time for themselves. They really do. Right? So don't take it personally at all. This is them and their personal journey. This is just what they're being guided to do right now. And this is what they have to do if they want to manifest anything healthy in the future. Let's look at possible actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. And then we're going to get the advice. Now, in the extended, I'm going to get a trans message from my main guide, Janice, about this whole situation. We're going to look at their thoughts and feelings for the third party. We're going to look at what's happening in their life. We're going to look at what's going to be happening in that third party situation within a month of you watching this reading. And then we're going to get some more advice. All right, we have 6 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, they're going through this. It's an ego death. That's what it is. We have the 9 of Wands. So they're very self-protective, as per usual. But that's also them standing in their power, though. We have the Moon reverse. So it looks like there's a lot of subconscious. There are a lot of things that were in their subconscious that's coming to the surface. So they're doing a lot of shadow work right now and addressing the core wounding that made them who they are. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles. I feel like there's a lot of things that they're juggling in their life. So they're having this awakening that's happening within them. And this is causing a lot of disruption in their outer world. Because whatever is happening in your inner world is also going to happen in your outer world. Okay? So there's this big upheaval in their inner world. I feel like it's also happening in their outer world. So there's a lot they're going through. And there's snakes in this card. And snakes is enlightenment, knowledge. But it is also transformation because it's about shedding the old. Okay? And I think this is definitely something that they're doing right now. So they're in the middle of this transformation. Upheaval inside of them, upheaval outside of them. Big triggers coming through from their childhood and their core wounding. So this is why they're being self-protective, right? They're going through this ego death. So I'm not seeing them making a move towards you, but I'm seeing them making boss moves in terms of their healing, their self-love, their self-worth, which is a beautiful energy to be in. Okay? And I guess that's why we have the pink butterfly, right? It's a very spiritual experience that they're encountering right now. So think about your own self going through dark night, okay? And all these things from your past coming up for healing and, you know, everything kind of falling down around you. You might be changing jobs, family members acting up because you're different. So it's all of that that's happening to your person right now. So let's get some advice. And we have this card. And it says, meditation allows you to enter the inner realm of the soul. It is a spiritual communion with your true self and all creation. You may think that there are far more important issues to attend to at this time, but meditation will help you greatly. It could have a positive influence on every area of your life, including your career and relationships. So what I get here is, Spirit is asking you to commune deeper with yourself and commune deeper with the divine. I think they have advice that they want to give you. And there's a stillness. There's a wisdom that comes in stillness right now. Meditation may also allow you to connect astrally with this person if you're in no communication. And maybe that's the only kind of communication that they may be allowing right now. I feel like this person's very closed off and you may not get a lot out of them if you do reach out. Okay, so this is a time to be still. Okay, to still the mind. Because, you know, sometimes when a person's acting weird or they're not as communicative as they were before, you know, our mind can go down the rabbit hole. Well, maybe they're doing this and maybe they're doing that and maybe they just want to hurt me. And we make it very personal. But Spirit's saying, this is nothing personal. This is just something that's personal to them that they have to do right now to be their most healthy self. Okay? All right, let's get a card from the Wisdom of Avalon. what is the advice here? We have the High Priestess here. Trust in your intuition. And that's why you really need to still the mind. Okay? So you can have that discernment. So you can get the guidance that Spirit has for you. And that you control the thoughts. Because we manifest from our thoughts and feelings. And if we're going down a rabbit hole because we are triggered by this person kind of changing up their modus operandi, we can really sabotage a timeline. So this person, they're saying, this person has a faithful heart to you. Okay? And this is the Holy Grail. Okay? This person is coming forward when they're ready to speak their truth and to express their love. We have the sword and the cup in their hand. But right now, they are receiving support. You see, his back is to a tree. They're receiving support and guidance from their ancestors, from their spirit guides. They are on a quest. They're on a quest, and it's a quest to find themselves. And it says illusion, romance, and seeking the sacred. And I think this is what this person's doing right now. They're seeking true love. This is card number 6. So this is the lovers. They are seeking true love, love of self, and they definitely want to win your hand. But it's a process. Okay? Trust the process. That's what my little niece tells me all the time. Because she does my hair sometimes. Auntie, trust the process. Oh my gosh. She's fun. Alright, so let's see. We have friendship. Yes, Spirit's saying this is where you guys need to start. Okay? They're going to be raw. They're going to be vulnerable. And the only way to really build trust between you and them, because maybe a lot of things happen in this connection, is to start with that friendship platform. Okay? All right, so let's see. We have here fishing. Okay. And fishing for me is always a sign of spirituality, maybe even religion. Okay, so maybe your person is kind of getting flexible with their spiritual or religious beliefs. For some of you, your person in the past, they might have kind of ghosted you because they were fishing for reassurance. So there's a message there that's coming through. But fish always represents abundance. And this is the incoming tide. So what I'm getting is that, and we see children here, and children, so there could be definitely children. Fish in my culture, when you dream of fish, most likely somebody's pregnant, okay? So it could definitely be that there might be, this connection is meant to have children connected to it. It could definitely be that you're entering this season of abundance and fertility. Okay, so if you're not looking to get pregnant, don't do anything. Right? But it also tells me that you've probably hooked your person. They are definitely hooked on you. That's what I get. So if this feels like your energy, what you've already gotten in your intuition, join me in Extended. We'll get a trance message from Janice. Look at their thoughts and feelings for the third party. What's happening in their life. And how that third party thing is going to pan out a month from now. Okay? All my loves. Take care.